Now it's clear that Nicola Willis is extremely out of her depth, which is a little bit surprising really, because I would have thought that an English literature degree and a postgraduate diploma in journalism would have been the ideal qualifications for a finance minister. But let's face it guys, the latest 0.9% GDP slump was a shocker. Now the RBNZ has one mandate. It did have two up until 2024 when Nicola Willis put forward the bill to remove the RBNZ's mandate of aiming for maximum sustainable employment. So now the RBNZ's one mandate is on keeping inflation between 1% and 3% on average over the medium term, with a focus on keeping future average inflation near the 2% target midpoint. So 2% is what they're aiming for. The current inflation rate is 2.7%, which is at the high end of their target. The RBNZ does not have a mandate on keeping the Ponzi alive. It does not have a mandate on boosting GDP, and it does not have a mandate in keeping the New Zealand dollar strong. Obviously, Nicola Willis cares about house prices because that is really all the national parties ever cared about. Nicola Willis also cares about the GDP, because a bad GDP print reflects extremely badly on her ability to provide growth to a failing economy. It's obvious that Nicola Willis does not care about the New Zealand dollar, because it keeps being sacrificed every time that she persuades Christian Hawkesby to lower interest rates. And just look how badly the New Zealand dollar has performed against the British pound, for example, since 2023. The currency of New Zealand is performing badly against the currency of the UK. The same UK whose economy is an absolute basket case at the moment, and there is even calls for a possible IMF bailout. So the government looks to be turning to Old Faithful again, the Ponzi, and good luck with that by the way, but nothing else they are doing is working. They are desperately looking for a glimmer of hope. They need rate cuts to get property investors borrowing again. But if the New Zealand dollar is allowed to drop further, which will happen if the RBNZ is strong-armed into cutting rates further, then imported inflation will shoot right back up again, and as we all know, inflation affects the poorest in society the most. Not that the poorest in society really matter to National, but you know. So Nicola Willis must be immediately removed from having any control over the appointment of the new governor of the RBNZ. The obvious conflict of interest is already making New Zealand look like some sort of banana republic, and it is going to severely compromise any pretense of independence moving forward if Christian Hawkesby gets the big job after cutting rates when it was absolutely not in his mandate to do so. If Nicola Willis cannot fix the mess that she has created, then she must resign and not be allowed to drag the RBNZ's last tiny bit of reputation that they've got left down with her. I honestly thought that you could not get a worse finance minister than Grant Robertson. And here we are. So thanks for watching guys. Please like and subscribe and I'll see you all in the next one.